Over the past couple of hours, but actually the entire last day, the amount of questions of people asking me, hey, is XRP okay? Is XLM okay? A lot of people have commented, I'm just reading one now, XLM's looking scary today. How can you still be holding XRP? And then somebody rightfully so said, so much hate just tells me we are closer than ever. If you're asking me, truthfully, am I still comfortable holding my XRP? Do I still think it'll go insane over the next run? You might ask yourself now, Dusty, why are you talking about it in such a way? It's because of all the comments over the past couple of days talking about how it's a scam or how it's all stupid. Got distracted for a second, but really, when you start looking at it, the amount of hate comments has been not at an all-time high, but at a high point again. This comment here got 6.6 thousand likes, 800,000 views. And I'm telling y'all right now, a while back, like years ago, there used to always, nearly every single day, be comments along these lines and big posts and big hate mail. That's why I said before that when I used to make videos, every single day, the amount of hatred I got was insane, immense. And even though most people that love XRP still hold Bitcoin dear to their heart, I always say you can't have XRP success without Bitcoin. Maybe at some point in the future you could. Some people like to say we'll overtake it, but I always say Bitcoin, for the most part, decides the market, and XRP just does a lot of things better. And I just kind of disagree with people all calling it a scam coin of sorts, mostly because I'm thinking, like I just said in my previous video, you can call any coin a scam if you just bring up your right arguments. Really. Even Bitcoin, in a lot of ways, is so stupid. I love it. All right, there's a 99% chance I hold more Bitcoin than anybody who can talk negatively in the comments right here, because I love it. But there's a lot of reasons why you could call it a very big scam, a Ponzi scheme, a stupid-ass system. You could. And just like how with XRP, there's a lot of different reasons why it's quite dumb. I don't think that matters, ultimately. I think if the good heavily outweighs the bad, and you can see the positive sides in it, you can see how it could revolutionize technology, you can see how people could use it to develop things better. And in this case here, we've seen Trump sit down with these guys. They're not small fries, so to speak, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar company. It's one of the biggest crypto companies in the world. Yeah, they definitely have some appeal. But just what I was trying to say is this happens every single cycle. And now what I've seen is because the lawsuit right now seems to be gone, Ripple is not so much advocating anymore for the entire crypto space to be treated better. And now the people that were once hating on it can come back to hating on it. And what's funny is maybe now that XRP was low for a long time, people didn't really pay it no mind. But what I saw was on the way up, going from 50 cents to $2. All of a sudden, everybody I came across was like, oh, this XRP, how exciting. Wow, wow, wow. So all of a sudden, they were really nice. Even though the years prior, they were always laughing at me. I'm telling you, I've been laughed at any conference, anything I go to for talking about XRP. Then all of a sudden, it was good for a couple weeks. Everybody was so happy. Whoa, XRP, this, that, this, that, this. And all of a sudden now, it's back to levels I have not seen in like 3 years or so. The 2021 bull run, we saw some of it, but mostly actually before that time. It was mostly before the lawsuit came, because at that point, Ripple started advocating for the entirety of the crypto space. They were spending hundreds of millions of dollars to get it fixed for crypto, for everybody. And all of a sudden, all the other crypto projects start loving it. Whereas I told you before, even Cointelegraph, all these major news publications always had a negative eye out for XRP. And I'm telling you all one thing. If somebody writing a negative comment or somebody putting down a negative story can make you sell, you do not know what you hold. And I've already stated it yesterday in my video. They're trying to make you sell, but I didn't expect it to be this severe. Like in my opinion, crazy moves usually are preceded, or what happens just before that is a lot of this, right? A lot of people are all of a sudden coming together saying all these different theories about it, different speculatory pieces that are negative in this sense, or basically just all the attention is good attention to some extent, because what you're seeing is it's getting so popular that everybody can't sit still and ignore it, right? They're now stating, yeah, but the guys behind Ripple are trying to go against a Bitcoin reserve. And in my opinion, I'm thinking, well, there's a 99.9% chance that the guys, even behind Ripple, own a lot of freaking Bitcoin, right? They most likely are extremely excited about it. If they thought that for the space, a Bitcoin reserve only, for example, would be the best, they'd probably go for it. But I got to be honest with you, right? I don't know the details of what they're lobbying for. What I'm guessing they're lobbying for is for crypto adoption and for things in that nature, for their own company, of course, for XRP, probably also for these other cryptocurrencies as well. And if you're telling me right now, they're saying, hey, let's not go for a Bitcoin only reserve. Let's get multiple currencies in the reserve for the US. Like, for example, the coins from US based companies. Like as a crypto maximalist instead of a Bitcoin or XRP maximalist, I would say I'd prefer if they held many different currencies just because that'd make my coins do well. And now you could call me selfish in stating, yeah, but wouldn't we want to have a Bitcoin only reserve because Bitcoin is the one currency that's certain, yabba dabba dabba do. Like, real talk, I don't really care that much for it to be pure in any sense. I'm not sure if you guys get me, but I am not a person who's going to sit here and say, no, it should be only Bitcoin, it should be only them. Just like how most people have often told me, do you believe in all these other currencies that they are more certain to go up than Bitcoin? I say no. I believe if we're talking about what has the highest certainty to do well over a lifetime, it's Bitcoin. But I do also believe that there's almost nothing that you can't buy that will do worse than Bitcoin. Meaning, if I buy, for example, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, I like to put my money on it, that these coins will significantly outperform Bitcoin any day of the week. Well, not really any day of the week, but I guess most days of the week. Because a few years at a time, they just do a lot better. Now, recently it's been kind of choppy, but for the most part, they just make you way more. And I still stand by that firmly. And if that's the case, then well, I am not going to hold only Bitcoin just because it has the highest chance. Let's say you, for example, had a $70 billion, right? A lot of money. You're like, which coin to allocate money to? I understand if you're sticking only with Bitcoin, but if you have $7 to your name, you're trying to make a good story for yourself. Well, what is Bitcoin going to do this cycle? Double, triple, right? You're not going to make your retirement off of that if you have nothing to go with anyway. So then it's about smaller coins to make the crazy gains with, which of course come with higher risk. And again, that's also where the hierarchy kind of comes from. You know, Bitcoin, maybe lowest risk, but also lowest reward. Ethereum right now is kind of choppy, usually has a good risk reward as well. But XRP right now, in my opinion, quite a low risk, but in my opinion, still a very, very high reward, better than Ethereum and Solana. But then again, once you start scrolling down lower, there's going to be coins with a slightly higher risk, but also potentially a higher reward, because more coins in this category here have the potential to do more than, for example, a 50x in a cycle instead of just a 10x, for example. Regardless, the long story short here is that I believe that a Bitcoin reserve would be quite cool. But if we're talking purely about where we make most money on, you know, what would be best for our pockets. And ultimately, I'm not a purist where I really only care about how good it's going to be for the adoption of the world and the backing of all their stuffs. I kind of don't care, really. Call me stupid, but I really kind of don't. In some ways, I'm really only thinking about how it increases the use in the world, etc., etc. But in reality, unless you are developing some sort of protocol that really benefits significantly from more adoption of this type of technology, or you really are at a point where all you care about is the further development of technology. Once more, if you're, for example, a developer of sorts in that nature, then I get it. That you're just enjoying watching it go crazy and basically not benefiting off of that, or benefiting very, very smallly. I get that. I do. But from my perspective, what I care about most is my coins doing well, number one, right? What I care about second is that it actually has a lasting impact in changing the world. But again, if it has a lasting impact changing the world, but it makes my coins do really, really bad, you know, all my coins go down to zero to make that happen, then again, please, you may call me selfish. I do get it. But then what's the freaking point? All right, I'm not stating that things should only be going well if I benefit from it. No, I don't mean it like that. But I mostly mean that I do care most, right, if I had to put it on a scale, about what would also most increase the portfolio, maybe not over the short term, but over a longer term. And if, again, that may be, as an example, that a Bitcoin reserve comes first and then all the alts because that's the best way to do it, then I'm fine with that. And if it comes in the way of, hey, you know, Ripple, for example, they also are thinking out of their own interest. If they are saying, for example, hey, we shouldn't get a Bitcoin-only reserve, we should have it with multiple US-backed coins because that's best for the US, blah, blah, blah. They have a good argument for that. Well, if it benefits me, then I'm big fans of that, and so forth and so on. Now, a counter to that is I don't know what they're fighting for. I really don't. I'm not sure exactly if they're lobbying against it, really, but that's what a lot of people are saying. But even if they are, as an XRP holder, perhaps as a Ripple investor, perhaps just as a logician, or I guess a portfolio maximalist, right? We're trying to max it out. Yeah, I mean, if they think that that is the best for their coins, if they think that that is best for them, if they think that's best for, in that sense, the holders, which, again, they are in that sense, should I really be against that? And maybe as a pure maximalist who only cares about Bitcoin, I get that you call every other coin a scam. I really do. But they're just like how a gold maximalist would call Bitcoin a very big scam, and just like how a person that's only ever been involved with the stock market will call Bitcoin, or maybe even gold in that sense, a scam. They might call everything a scam. That's why I keep saying the further you go along that ranking, the more you'll call a scam. And why just accusing something of being something, right? Just, oh, it's a scam. Oh, you shouldn't buy that. Just do your own due diligence. Stop listening to what all these other people are saying. Not everybody has to agree with you. And if we look back at the essence of why Bitcoin going to $10 million makes sense, it's mostly because people don't understand it yet. Otherwise, it'd already be there. If everybody understood what we're buying into with all these coins, really for the most part, we'd already be at the crazy moon. But realize that XRP, for example, went from 50 cents to $3.50 in just a few weeks. Why? Because people all of a sudden understood, oh, hey, wait a minute. This lawsuit actually is bogus. Hey, wait a minute. Actually, it deserves to trade higher. But if everybody knew that already, it would have never dropped because there was uncertainty of the SEC's pressure, etc., etc., etc. But that is how these things reprice themselves as more people start to understand something and they put more money behind it. When it comes to this crypto space, again, more controversy to some extent is better for you because you sometimes get to buy at cheaper prices. But today, it seems our coins like XRP are not actually going down because there's no real merit to these complaints. Regardless, though, I wanted to quickly address it because it's been walking around so much or being talked about so much. I had to quickly talk about it. But yeah, that's about it for right now. Just wanted to quickly bring it to y'all's attention. I'm still super excited about it, even though things are going down a bit today. But really, I don't care that much.